Hello students, welcome to Legacy IAS Academy. In today's video, we are going to discuss about recent development that we are seeing in our neighborhood Bangladesh, where Muhammad Yunus interim government has summoned India's acting envoy to the Bangladesh to register a complaint, to register a discontentment about the behavior and the speeches of Sheikh Hasina, who has been living in India from last 1 year. Now, in this context, if you try to understand what is the entire issue all about, so Dhaka obviously has lodged a strong protest with New Delhi after the Bangladesh deposed Prime Minister. We know that Sheikh Hasina was removed from power in the month of August 2023 and she had to flee for her life, and then she was given a refuge in the India. So the deposed Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina in a virtual address has made certain comments about the recent changes and development in Bangladesh that has registered well with the Bangladeshi government. So that is what they are trying to protest against. So what she has done is she has condemned the demolition of the historic residence of her father, who also is referred as Bangabandhu, also is referred as the person who played a very important and critical role in the independence of Bangladesh from Pakistan that time. So his house in the capital city of Dhaka itself has been burned down, has been completely destroyed by the protesters, largely the student protester in the Dhaka. Bangladesh handed over Indian envoy a note of protest over the provocative statement. The statement that Sheikh Hasina has given in this regard is considered by the government as provocative, as government believes it will create further tensions and conflict in the country, and that will also be something that will hurt the sentiments of the people of the country. So that is why, that is what the government of Bangladesh is trying to protest against. Now, if you try to understand about the background of this issue, so the historic residence of Sheikh Mujib, as we can say, this was the residence, this was the house. So it has been burned down by the student, and this house was situated in Dhanmondi region of Dhaka. So it has been demolished by the irate mob. Now this entire development of the events we talk about began after Chhatra League, a students wing that is affiliated to the Awami League, which is a party led by Sheikh Hasina. They have said that a virtual address will be made by Sheikh Hasina by the name of bulldozer procession to protest against the kind of path the Bangladesh has taken in the recent time. However, before this bulldozer procession kind of virtual address could begin, before that we have another student wing called as Students Against Discrimination, who was largely demanding about the scrapping of quota for the we can say for the children of the freedom fighters of Bangladesh, and that is one of the reasons why Sheikh Hasina was removed from power. So this Student Against Discrimination wing said that before this can begin, 1 hour before, they went to the house of Sheikh Mujib and they began to destroy it by the hammer and other kind of stuff, and then later on basically put it on the fire. So they have said that why we have destroyed this house, because the house was nothing but a symbol of what they refer as pilgrimage site of fascism. Because you know that many of the students who were against the Sheikh Hasina's rule, they believe that Sheikh Hasina ruled Bangladesh with an iron fist and any kind of opposition was brutally crushed by her. So her rule was nothing but an example of fascist rule and it was example of fascism. That is why her father's house is something that they refer as pilgrimage site of fascism. And after destroying the house, the coordinator of the Student Against Discrimination also made a statement that tonight Bangladesh will be freed from the grip of fascism, and that is how they are seeing this entire event and episode. Now, obviously, Sheikh Hasina was very furious with this entire issue, and in a virtual address she anyway delivered from India after this instance, she has accused that this entire debacle is a result of mismanagement and misgovernance by Muhammad Yunus, who is the current interim advisor of the Bangladesh. And she even went on and said that he is trying to kill her and her sister, that is Sheikh Rihana. Also, he has said that obviously they have destroyed the house of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, her father, but they cannot demolish, they can demolish a building, but they cannot erase the history. Obviously, the history she is referring to is the stellar contribution that was made by the Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, either for giving independence to Bangladesh or in the formative years of Bangladesh after independence in 1971. They should not forget that history has a way to take its revenge. Also, she has said that the Bangladesh, who was once celebrated as a model for development, had now degenerated into a land of militants and terrorists. And this is the remark that has not sit well with the Bangladeshi government, and that is why the protest. Now, going into detail, before going into detail, let us try to understand about Sheikh Mujibur Rahman in briefly. Now we know that Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, who is also referred as a Bangabandhu, he dedicated his entire life to establish a country which can work or which can operate on the principles of democracy and peaceful and exploitation free society, which also he referred as Sonar Bangla, that is the golden Bengal. That was his vision, and toward this vision he largely has worked throughout his entire life. Now he sacrificed his life to liberate the Bengali nation. He is also considered as the founding father of Bengali nation Bangladesh, generator of Bengali nationalism, because you know that after the partition of India during independence, we have creation of Pakistan. One is the West Pakistan, other is the East Pakistan. Now West Pakistan largely is Urdu speaking majority, and East Pakistan was largely Bengali speaking majority. However, the West Pakistan, that is Urdu speaking majority, always try to impose their wishes on the minority Bengali speaking population. So Sheikh Mujibur Rahman to some extent was responsible for generating the Bengali nationalism, and that lit a fire that led into the liberation of Bangladesh. So he is also considered as the creator of the sovereign state of Bangladesh. So he is also the father of Sheikh Hasina, and it is his residence that has been destroyed by the protester. Now, as far as the stand of interim government is concerned, obviously after Sheikh Hasina fled to India in the August 2023, after she was removed from the power, dozens of cases were filed against her, and not only against her but also the members of her party, which is called as Awami League. These cases were filed by the students and activists who faced the brunt of both police crackdown during the last week of her rule, when they were trying to protest against her regime and were asking for a lot of demands to be met. Also, she was accused of inciting and not taking appropriate action during the Pilkhana killing case of 2009, where there was a confrontation between the border guards of Bangladesh and the Bangladeshi military. Also, several members of her ministries and several other members of the armed forces who served under her are facing inquiries. And as far as the Sheikh Hasina is concerned, Bangladeshi government has issued an arrest warrant, and on the basis of this arrest warrant, they also have requested India to take and start the legal process of extradition to Bangladesh. Because if any person is convicted or a charge is put on any person as per the India-Bangladesh extradition treaty, India and Bangladesh both have to extradite those personalities. However, in this particular case, as we know, it is a politically sensitive issue. Obviously, the government of India, in the recent reply in the Lok Sabha, the minister has said that still India has to reply about this extradition request to Bangladesh. So no official action has been taken on the extradition request. Now the question comes that she has been living in India for such a long period of time. What actually she is doing? So 8 to 9 months in exile, Hasina, the seasoned politician and the chief of Awami League, is far from retreating. She has not given the hope of returning back to Bangladesh or again creating the party from the scratches maybe, and then even possible in the future can rule the Bangladesh. So she has swiftly pivoted to regroup her party's core network. She is trying to again bring all the important members, the higher echelons of the party together, adopting unconventional strategy through which she is trying to sustain her grips on her colleague that will ensure her political survival in these changing times. Now, spread across Indian cities and also in other foreign countries, the core members of her party are still in touch with her, and it is during these periods when she want to communicate and when she want to spread a certain message among the population of Bangladesh, when she try to again bring and rekindle the hope of fire among the cadres of her party and the student wing of her party, that is when she participate in the virtual meetings to address the core members as well as the general population of Bangladesh who still might be supporting her rule. Also, in this context, a covert connection has been established where she is staying closely connected to only selected group of trusted Awami League leaders. She is using secure communication to ensure that Bangladesh government does not get the wind of what they are thinking, what they are planning. And a robust chain of command within key party members has been established. That means everything is working same as it used to work before in the Bangladesh physically, but now everything is being done covertly and on a virtual platform through the messaging apps, through the different social media platform, through the video streaming platforms and all that. So senior party colleagues and close bureaucrats shunted by the interim government also have found their place in different foreign countries where they are trying to use their influence to also convince the foreign country leaders to pressurize Bangladesh's interim government to conduct the election at least. Because if elections are announced, then again there is a possibility that Army League government and the members of Army League can go back in the power, can win the election, and then that can pave the way for the return of Sheikh Hasina back to the country. Now, in the entire issue, Bangladesh's response has been very stern, and we can say Tawheed Hussain, who is an advisor on foreign affairs, we can say equivalent to the minister or Minister of Foreign Affairs, he has said that the deposed Prime Minister's latest statement from India might have hurt the sentiment of the youth of Bangladesh, and he also is willing to look and see that how India responds to it, what kind of steps government of India takes. The diplomats anyway has handed over the protest in the note verbale to the active envoy. Now, in this context, we have to understand that India and Bangladesh has enjoyed a very warm and friendly relations since the independence of Bangladesh. And also, in terms of the economy, both countries enjoys a total trade output of $15.9 billion if we talk about the fiscal year of 2022-2023. And also, Bangladesh is India's largest trade partner if we consider the entire South Asia. Not only that, before Sheikh Hasina had to flee the country, both countries were on a path of signing comprehensive economic partnership agreement that could have multiplied this trade volume many times. Now, also, despite her deposition, the Narendra Modi government or the government of India has not pressurizing Bangladesh or has not taken any, you can say, counter action against the Bangladeshi government. Rather, Narendra Modi, when he spoke with the chief advisor of Bangladesh currently, that is Muhammad Yunus, he has ensured that India will continue to support the ongoing development projects wherever it was involved. Not only that, a lot of humanitarian assistance has been provided like before, even during the tumultuous time. However, what Bangladesh government claims that the presence of Sheikh Hasina in the India has emerged as an irritant in the bilateral ties. Why so? So Bangladeshi government currently claims that the interim that she often has given such kind of speeches which is considered as a controversial, and she also has attacked the current leader of interim government, that is Muhammad Yunus. Example I gave you, that she has said that he is planning to kill her and her sister. So also many times Bangladeshi government has said that the remarks she has made, the allegations she had made is false and fabricated in nature, and that has continuously created internal problems in the Bangladesh. So that has caused instability in the Bangladesh. Her actions are akin to instigating this insurgency and instability in Bangladesh, and that is why the government of Bangladesh want government of India to honor the extradition treaty, send her back where she can be punished for her crimes, and then Indo-Bangladesh relations can return back to normal. But that is where the problem, another problem lies, because to talk about the recent months, what we are seeing is an increasing bonhomie between the Pakistan and Bangladesh. So obviously, government of India does not want that this particular path be followed, because that will be obviously a security challenge we'll have to face along both our western border and the eastern border. So that is all about this particular issue. I hope you got the idea about the region behind the burning and destruction of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman's house, how it has caused a reaction both by the Sheikh Hasina and the interim government, and where does the government of India stand in all this. If you like the video, please hit the like button, share it with your fellow aspirants, as well as subscribe to our channel for more such content. Thank you very much.